Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, everything she knows about her husband.
Are you telling the truth or are you not?
No, I'm not.
Is a lie.
My husband has been leading a secret life.
Now,
you need to own up to what you've done.
what he's about to reveal
Let's just get it out.
will shock her.
I'm disgusted.
And when he finally comes clean,
That's something she's never known.
You're putting my life in jeopardy and our children's.
things get dangerous.
We're lucky the police didn't come knock on our doors.
Oh, this isn't over. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Wilson, take
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
5, 4.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Imagine just another normal night at home. Your spouse is putting your kids to bed, and you decide to just lounge around on the couch, catch up on some TV. And that's when you see your spouse's cell phone. Do you pick it up? Do you take a peek? Well, Danielle says her curiosity led her to check her husband John's cell phone while he was putting their 5- and 8-year-old children to bed. After nearly 10 years of marriage, she says she never expected to see the shocking solicitation discovered on her husband's phone. John was, quote, looking for a 4 a.m. hookup. The question was with whom? Danielle says her husband has been living a secret life that she knew nothing about. Take a look.
John and I met in 2002. I was 21. We got married in 2004. In the beginning, our relationship was awesome. I had no idea my husband could be leading a secret life. One night, we went onto our computer. I saw a picture of a man's privates. I said, what is a man's privates doing on our computer? And he just kind of denied it, and he got angry. And he blamed it on my mom. That kind of gave me a red flag, but I just kind of brushed it off. In 2010, one night, I went into John's email account, and this is where I found email from this man. Harry, we are a bunch of married men that go to a hotel for group sex. What are you down for? And my husband said, I'm down for anything. I threw his phone right at his head. And I said, who's Harry? And he looked in shock. He's guilty. And he told me that he just wanted to meet some people and have beers and eat some burgers and watch football with. That was his reasoning. I did not believe him, no. This is a bunch of married men that go have group sex in a hotel. And my husband said, I'm down for anything. It was exactly like a knife to my heart. And I'm like, are you gay? Are you gay? John said, absolutely not, I'm not gay. I love you, I love my family. John swore he never met up with this man. As far as I knew, John was only emailing that one guy. He swore he'd never do that again. I thought that was bad enough, and then I found something worse.
Something worse. The next secret put her into such a rage that she beat her husband up. Take a look.
It was November 2012. I found about 4 images of 4 pre-adolescent girls and 2 adolescent boys, pornography pictures, and a actual porno with 2 adolescent brothers going at it. I was absolutely sick. I mean, nauseous, because this is my life. You know, like, get it together, Danielle. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I went up to the bedroom. I, like, pretty much pulled him out of bed. And I said, what the are you doing with children's pornography on our computer? What the are you doing? John begged me, please don't call the police. And I said, you, John, I'm calling the police. This is against the law.
Okay, and tell me exactly what you need to speak to an officer about so I know who to get.
Child pornography, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send them over.
The police came and took our computer. It's an open case, and I have no clue where the police stand with it right now. John's explanation for having that child pornography, he said he clicked into one thing and it led to another thing, and then it, you know, it downloaded on our computer, and I said, that is and then he said that he didn't know how to delete them, and I said, again, you kept them for your sick little self. One of my main concerns is, my husband has looked up child pornography. He's putting himself out there for gay sex. What's next? Are you going to be a hands-on molester?
Okay. He said child pornography was completely an accident.
He did.
Do you believe that?
I don't. And he said that he tried to delete it, but he had no problem deleting it when my sister and I found it.
So were the police called?
The police were called.
Okay, by your sister?
Yep, by my sister.
Autumn?
Yep.
Okay, so you were told about this, right?
Correct.
By
my sister.
By your sister. What'd you do?
John had happened to leave to go to the store that night, and we had pulled it up. And he actually caught me coming in through the house on the computer, and I hurried up and got out of it. And we acted like we didn't see anything, and we had...
But he knew we caught him,
He knew he was caught?
Oh, yeah.
So one of your questions is he gay?
Yes.
And if he's gay, you don't judge him for it. Just tell you, right?
Yes.
I mean, if he's gay, right?
Yes.
Here's what we know. Before marriage, you know that a male friend asked John if he was interested in swinging, sex with male. And he said no, but said deep down, I was wondering, well, I don't know, maybe. Oh. Okay, that's something that he said. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay.
I was going to say I did not say that.
Okay, no, he said that. Okay. Then in 2005, John responded to ads on Craigslist seeking male sex. In 2006, you found this male genitalia picture on his computer. 2008, he posted his own ad. And he says he responded to hundreds of emails.
I did not know that.
He admits taking pictures of his privates and sending them to men. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. He admits getting aroused to pictures of naked men.
I figured that. He's on Craigslist.
2010, Danielle found emails of his exchanges with men regarding sex. She saw John's response to men, quote, I'm down for anything, and, quote, he says he prefers to be on top.
Yes, so that sent off a red flag, when I found that email in his phone.
So is that the first time that a big red flag was slapped was in 2010?
Absolutely, yes.
Because, I felt like a Navy flag man was up there the 5 years before that.
Well, you know what? Believe me, I feel like that. I feel like I've been a fool.
But there are some things you didn't know that I've told you
Yes.
today. Okay. 2013, Danielle found an email for, quote, 4 a.m. hookup with men. And then you found strange men's navy blue basketball shorts in the laundry.
Yep, I went away with the kids for a weekend, and I come back, and I felt like something was wrong in my gut. So I go home, and I obviously start my laundry. I do the laundry. I know whose clothes are in there. And here I found a navy blue basketball shorts in the laundry, and I confronted him, and he said that, it was probably from my boyfriends. Like, I have time with my kids, with boyfriends here. So that concerns me. With people over at my house.
Have you been tested for STDs?
Yes.
And recently?
After this whole stuff happened. Not recently.
Okay. Look, no matter how flat you make a pancake, it's got two sides.
Absolutely.
When we come back, John tells his side of the story. He says he has a perfect explanation for all of this. We'll be right back.
I'm not gay. I was submitting ads on Men for Men. I'd exchange photos, but it was never of my face. It made me excited a little bit. Looking at the child pornography, it was, oh crap.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Joshua Joey Young was arrested for beating Trey Zwicker to death.
Accused of killing his stepbrother.
Did you have anything to do with that boy's death?
No.
Acquitted at trial.
Trey's father still thinks you're guilty.
Who he is on TV is not who he is in real life.
But questions remain.
You're saying that young man woke you up to go hide a murder weapon and clothes?
Yes.
You didn't tell anybody that someone had confessed that murder to you? Josh, are you the real killer here?
I don't know this lady.
What do you mean you don't know her? You left the barbecue to go sleep at her house. I want to get to the bottom of what happened here.
In an exclusive prison interview,
I think everybody knows who killed Trey.
Josh's father drops a bombshell.
You will not believe the shocking things he said to me.
That's Monday.
When John and I first met, he told me that he was a registered sex offender. He was 19, she was 16. John was convicted of statutory rape and was put on sex offender list. I really did kind of question his story. I felt there was something else, but his story never really changed, so I feel like it was the truth.
So, was he a registered sex offender when you met him?
He was.
Was he a registered sex offender when you married him?
He was.
And this was for a level 4,
Yes.
having sex with a minor, and statutory rape. And so you knew that going in.
Yes, I did.
Let's hear from John.
By no means am I gay, and I am not attracted to children. Danielle thinks that I've hooked up with the guys that she's read in the emails, but in actuality I haven't. It's all been just a fantasy world. I'm not gay. I mean, I was submitting ads on Men for Men. I don't know why that intrigued me. I'd exchange photos, but it was never of my face. It was either of myself, you know, genitalia or whatnot. But that was it. It was, in my mind, forbidden, taboo, which I think kind of spiked my curiosity and maybe excited a little bit. In the 5 years I was doing it, a couple hundred different men back and forth, you know, but I never hooked up with any of them. Looking at the child pornography was definitely a big accident. I think when I was seeing the images, you know, it was, oh crap, oh my God, but for some reason I viewed them. You know, I went back and viewed them a couple other times rather than just the one time. I don't know why. I don't know why. When Danielle found the child pornography on my computer, well, she punched me in the chest and the shoulders, she smacked me in the face, she scratched my head, my back. She was upset. What is it going to take for you to believe me?
So you keep doing it over and over again.
I was sexually turned on by looking at the images of the men and responding with the men, but I never was attracted or sexually aroused by the images of the child pornography. I feel ashamed of what I've done. It makes me very sad that, you know, there's a chance that I could go to jail and will be separated from my kids and my wife. The last thing that I want to do is to break up our family. My family is by far the most important thing in my life.
Okay. John, I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you consider yourself to be gay or you don't. If you are, I certainly don't think it would be something that you would be ashamed of, need to be ashamed of.
I wouldn't be ashamed. I would not be ashamed.
That's not, of course, I'm kind of a gay rights advocate for that. I think people have the right to choose and be who they want to be. And I know a lot of people may disagree with that, and I'm sorry, but I certainly would hope you wouldn't be ashamed of that if it is who you are, and I'm not saying it is, but I mean, the point now is we need to be honest. It's time to be honest. Our viewers at home are just blowing up. I bet the audience in here has got thoughts about it. Sorority Doll says, how many red flags does it take before you wave the white one? Get out now or keep getting hurt. Buchichu said she never would have expected this from him. Really? He was a registered sex offender when you met him. Scream for Justice says a sex offender is a sex offender. Why would you take the risk? So those are some of our comments from our viewers watching live right now. So is she overreacting to all of this?
I don't think so. If I was in her shoes, I'd probably react the same way. I want to forgive what I've done in the past and work on us as a marriage and a family.
Okay, and what have you done in the past?
For the posting on Craigslist, the responding of ads, and the child
It
pornography.
just happened back in October, you know? It happens year after year, John. I've absolutely put a wall up, and I've got to save every dollar I have to try to get the hell out of there, you know? I'm just kind of holding on somewhat to see what happens with this case, you know, if you're going to jail.
So you've been on Craigslist.
Correct.
And you have talked to men about hooking up, having sex, that sort of thing, correct?
Correct.
Why?
Prior to Danielle and I being married, I mean, I had sexual encounters with men before. Prior to our marriage. And I don't know if just the responding of the ads kind of brought me back to that.
So you have hooked up with people?
Not since we've been married, no.
But you had male sex before you were married?
That's correct. That's something she's never known.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's not a big surprise. I mean, really, with him placing these ads on Craigslist, I'm sure you've had sex with men during our marriage.
I have not.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah. Well, now it's time to own it, John, you know.
That's why we're
Be
here.
real.
That's why I'm here. That's why I wrote.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's take a break. Next, John says that Danielle is not so innocent herself. What he says his wife is up to. Plus, in order to put her worries to rest, Danielle wants John to take a polygraph test to prove he has not had sexual relationships with men. Did he take the polygraph? There was another question on there that was very important. We'll be right back. You've all heard me talk about Doctor on Demand, the exciting new app that my son Jay and I created that allows you within seconds to visit face-to-face with a board-certified doctor using your smartphone. Now, usually our Doctor on Demand visits cost just $40, about the cost of a copay. But we have been tracking the cold and flu outbreaks, and since Jay and I own the company, we get to make the decisions and have decided that from now until February 28th, all Doctor on Demand calls are free, instant and free. Download the Doctor on Demand app from iTunes App Store or Google Play and talk to a doctor now. And yes, it's free until February 28th.
Danielle's been drinking a lot to cope with what's going on. I think she blames me for her drinking.
I am disgusted by what John has done to me. My drinking is sometimes self-medication.
When she starts drinking, she can't stop. If Dr. Phil was to ask Danielle to stop drinking, I don't know if she would stop. She doesn't think she needs to stop.
Okay, are you drinking to excess?
Yeah, I probably have a few too many a couple times a week. So, yeah, absolutely.
A few too many a couple times a week.
Yes.
Have you cheated on John?
I have. I have.
And how is that okay?
That is not okay. Two wrongs don't make a right. But you know what? I feel like I'm very revengeful. You know, I just kind of want to make him hurt as much as he's hurt me in a way, which it's not right. I know that. I know that.
So there's some debate here. John says that you've had two affairs. You say one.
Well,
Your sister says no. It was two.
Yeah.
One was for revenge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, pretty much both of them were. It wasn't an ongoing thing.
So it is twice, not once.
Yeah.
And when was the last time?
After I found the child pornography in 2012.
Okay, so that was over a year ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
Nothing since then?
No.
Now here's what we know about John. Here's what we know about John's allegation about you having an affair. He says in 2010 that you admit to one affair, one night revenge sex, one night stand as an blank you after finding John's email.
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
I went out that
And then
Very
your
next
sister
night.
Autumn says that you had 2 affairs.
It's the same person.
Just twice?
No, just once.
Okay, well, who's the other person?
There was no other person.
Okay.
The other person was in Kansas.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that was in.
The other person was in Kansas.
That was that.
So there was 2.
2010.
It was 2 times in Kansas.
Once. John.
No, the one night when you went to the bar.
Yeah.
And then you said you also met up with a guy from the baseball team.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You admitted to that.
I did not. That is a lie. That is a lie.
You admitted to the guy on the
Why
baseball
would
team.
I fess up now? You know?
That's why I asked.
That is a lie. So, yes, twice.
He says you often don't come home at night.
Sometimes Autumn and I work together, so I sleep over at Autumn's house. You know, I'm not perfect. I know that. I know that.
So both of you are doing things that are destructive to this marriage.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I'm interested in how much truth-telling you're willing to do here. You say that you were convicted of a 4th-degree felony for statutory rape and put on the sex offender registry, correct?
Correct. Criminal sexual misconduct in the 4th degree.
Have you told her the complete truth about that conviction?
I believe so, yes. The only thing that she didn't know would be you met her that one Thanksgiving. I told you about that. I don't know if I didn't tell you like convincingly though.
And she was 15?
I believe so, 15 or 16. I was 18.
And you understand there are severe criminal penalties for this kind of thing. And the reason I'm talking about what was actually done is because if you didn't go to trial, that means he pled. Did you plead?
I believe that's the way that the prosecuting attorney.
Yeah, and there's generally a reason they plead. They plead down. You know, I'll take a lesser offense than what actually happened if we don't have to go through a trial.
Right.
So what did you plead down from?
I can't remember, honestly. I didn't have an attorney. I had a public defender, and he said that that's the case. I know that they originally accused me of having sex with her, which is absolutely a lie. I did not have sex with her.
And you never really investigated what really took place?
I didn't.
You clicked on it knowing it was child pornography, and you saved it to a file, and then you went in that file and looked at it multiple times.
Correct.
I mean, we're lucky the feds didn't come knock down our doors.
Oh, this isn't over. Now, let's talk about this child pornography. You say that this was just purely an accident.
The link was put on the website that I was on. I clicked the link, and it brought me to
John, it's
child
on a
pornography.
file on our library.
So you clicked on it once,
Yep.
and it was child porn.
Correct.
And what did you do with that?
Exit it out.
Then why
You know,
was
like
it
I
on
told
our
Danielle,
library?
I don't know if I saved it. I even
You
said that in the
saved, like,
polygraph test. I
5
don't know if I
different
saved
things,
it.
John. Now it's time to be real.
I'm being real.
Okay, well, but now wait a minute. You click on it, and it's child porn,
Correct.
and you said you exited out of it.
Correct.
But it's saved in
But
a
it's
file on your computer.
Correct. And I accessed that file on other occasions as well. So,
Okay,
you know,
and this link popped up more than once.
that link did not pop up more than
But
once.
other links?
Other links on the same chat room site popped up,
With child porn.
which I would assume would have been child porn.
And did you click on those?
I did.
Okay, so you know, here's a link. The last one that popped up like this was child porn.
Correct.
Here's another one popping up. I'm going to click on it knowing it's child porn.
Correct.
Okay, then you saved what popped up into a file on your computer.
It was saved.
It doesn't save itself. It is
Well,
a
I didn't go
digital
and click
file.
the save icon.
How did it get into a file? It opened a file and put itself in it?
Or if I hit the save icon trying to exit out. I would imagine, and that's how it got in there.
Okay, so exit out is usually an X, or it says...
On the right-hand side, correct.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't sound to me like something that can be confused with save.
Well, I think if I would have saved it, I would have saved it in a hidden spot where my wife wouldn't have found it.
Well, we'll discuss your judgment in a minute, but the point is you clicked on links multiple times knowing they were child pornography.
That's correct.
And then the contents on that link is in a file that was opened, and they were placed in there on different days at different times, and that file has been accessed a number of times since you put the stuff in there, correct?
Correct.
I mean, we're lucky the feds didn't come knock down our doors. You know what I mean?
Oh,
John?
This isn't over.
Yeah.
There's an open investigation about this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to be sure I understand. So these things popped up multiple times, and each time you clicked, and each time it saved to the same file. So how did file 2 know where file 1 had gone?
It's a good question. And I did not click file, save, and put it into a file separate.
So what did you do?
I probably just hit the save button.
What do you mean probably?
I hit the save button.
Okay, so you
just
hit
saved
save.
to that file.
Okay, well, you told me before you hit exit. Now you say you hit save.
Well, obviously, I had to have hit save.
Well, not obviously you had to. You either did or you didn't. It was a conscious act. You either hit save or you hit exit. Okay, I'm just wanting to be clear because I don't want any stone left unturned. Are you telling me now?
Yes,
that,
I've saved them to that file. I didn't go in and type a file number. It just hit the save button and it went to that file.
Okay, so you clicked on it after the first time knowing it was child pornography, and you saved it to a file, and then you went in that file and looked at it multiple times.
Correct.
Okay, so there's nothing accidental about it.
Correct. After the first occasion, nothing accidental.
Okay, and how many times have you gone back and looked at that file? Opened that file and looked in there since you started putting it?
Between the 5 different files, I'd probably say 20 times. Like 3 times a piece or 4 times a piece on an average.
So you're looking at child pornography on a fairly regular basis on purpose.
Correct.
When was the last time you were in that file? October last year?
To delete them.
Yeah, and that's because you got found out, right?
Correct.
So, by the way, you did know how to delete them.
After I called somebody to find out how to delete them, yes.
Yeah.
I tried to delete the whole file rather than going in and deleting them individually.
Did it just take one phone call to find it out?
Yep.
I just don't understand it. Because he has a great dad and everything, you know, and a great husband, but he's just got like this secret life that I don't know anything about.
Well, when we come back, should Danielle be worried about John being around children? We'll find out when we come back.
I took off my wedding ring back in 2012, and I haven't put it back on. I believe it's just been the mistrust. I feel that I'm pretty much done. So I'm never putting back on that ring, never.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil, a brutal murder.
Did you have anything to do with that boy's death?
No. But from prison, his father drops a bombshell.
You will not believe the shocking things he said to me.
That's Monday.
I don't think our situation has affected the kids.
The kids are acting, yeah, they're fine.
They do ask questions on why Danielle doesn't wear her wedding ring.
My son keeps wondering why I was sleeping in my daughter's bed. And my son is always like, when are they going to bring back our computer? And I've told him that Daddy has made some wrong decisions, and this is why it's gone.
To me, it tears me apart when the kids ask where the computer is because I've caused the computer to be taken.
Danielle says her husband of 10 years has been leading a secret life. She says she discovered child pornography on their family computer. sexual email exchanges between John and hundreds of men. You have a big question. If he is actively, consciously looking at child pornogaphy, you are concerned about your own children.
Well, you know, I am concerned. He always seems to up his game all the time. Every year I find something different. Yeah, we have 2 young children. I need to know if he's not sexually attracted to children.
Well, obviously his behavior answers that,
Yeah.
despite what he may say. Now, I have to tell you, I've just met him, and you obviously must take great care and caution to protect your children.
Yes.
I look at history because I think the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And John has been a responsible father in many ways. He's been nurturant and caring and appropriate with his children.
Yeah.
You've seen that. If there's evidence to the contrary, then that changes. But history-wise, I don't think that has happened or is likely to happen. Am I right about that?
Yes.
So I just call them as I see them, and I'm telling you, I don't believe that. I'll tell you what else I don't believe. I don't believe that you have not had sexual contact with a male in the, how many years you've been married?
10.
10 years that you've been married. I absolutely do not believe that. I don't even almost believe it. I don't sort of believe it. Are you telling the truth or are you not? Let's just get it out.
No, I'm not.
You're not what?
Telling the truth.
So you are having sexual contact with males?
Yes, I have.
How many times have you had male sexual contact since you've been married?
A dozen.
John, you know, seriously, you're putting my life in jeopardy and our children's. You never know what kind of lunatics you're meeting off these websites. You know that? I'm disgusted.
I should have came clean a long time ago about it. I'm sorry.
So are you gay?
No, I am not.
You know, that would be much easier.
I am not.
Much easier.
Not.
Do you consider yourself gay, John?
I do not.
Do you consider yourself bisexual?
I don't consider myself bisexual, no.
Well, let's look at some definitions. I mean, maybe this is... No, I'm being serious. Because sometimes I assume people know certain things that they may not know or have symbols to represent things to themselves. Gay are people whose enduring physical, romantic, and or emotional attractions are to people of the same sex. Does that describe you?
No.
All right, bisexual. An individual who is romantically and or emotionally attracted to men and women.
Impartial, I guess. I'm not romantically or emotionally attracted to men.
But sexually, you're aroused, the body of men, being with men, that's sexually arousing, correct? Okay. There's bicurious, which is a curiosity about having sexual relationships with a same gender sex person. But you've gone past curiosity and to sexual. So it's not by curiosity, it's by sexual. And I don't know whether you're bisexual or gay. I think most people would push the bisexual button if they were voting here. And maybe you're in denial about it. I don't know. I'm just trying, I don't want you to lie to her or yourself.
I think that's what you've been doing for many years, is
because
lying
it is,
to yourself.
I mean, it is what it is. The problem here is lying about it. Because whether it was with a man or a woman, you're cheating. We asked you to take a polygraph.
Correct.
And we had you do it with Jack Tremarco.
Correct.
This is sealed. I haven't broken the seal on this. We asked some questions in here that I think you want to know the answer to.
Absolutely want to know.
As do I, because one of the important questions in here is to do with sex with minors.
Yes.
So here we go. Question number 1, after age 25, did you ever have sexual contact with a minor? And then question 2, after your 25th birthday, did you ever have sexual contact with a person under the age of 18? And your answer was?
No.
The results are that John, he passed with a +10.
Okay.
Which means it wasn't even a close call.
Okay, good.
After age 25, did you ever have sexual contact with a male? And you said that you would not answer that question. And Jack's note here is John wouldn't answer it because he admitted that he has had sex with a man 25 to 50 times. Is that your estimate?
I thought we said 15 to 20 times.
Let's be real, John. I mean,
That's what I thought I told him.
Okay, well, what about the Craigslist ad? It said bottom man, but willing to be or top man willing to be a bottom man. You know, John, you know, I know these terms now.
So
I don't know about
what about the women on women stuff that you've had in the past?
I've never, whatever. That was never like that, John. So,
Well, it happens.
You know.
You've done it.
Not even in the same category. What?
I'm just asking.
There was liquor involved. I don't know. Me and another girl were kissing, but whoopty. I don't know. I don't
And
feel like that's...
fondling and everything, too. I mean,
But it's not even in the same category, John. I'm not
Well, why
going
not?
on the internet looking for gay sex. I'm not going to look for women and have sex with these lunatics.
Where does all this lead us, and what is John's exposure here? We're going to speak to one of the leading experts from a task force that deals with exactly this kind of activity when we come back. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we? Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445. Danielle says she's worried about her children and other children around John. We've done a polygraph, and apparently that's not an issue. Someone's been on the show before, Special Agent and Supervisor for the Wyoming Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, Robert Lazenby, has been working with the FBI on investigations into people processing and sharing child pornography. He's joining us now via Polycom. Robert, how are you doing? Good to talk to you again.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me back.
Well, where do you come down on all of this?
Well, first of all, this being an open investigation, I kind of cannot comment on this particular case.
Right.
But during your interview, you hit on some pretty important factors, that being the Child Pornography Act. One of the things we do look at dealing with people that have child pornography is the fact, how many images do they have? How many times have they been accessed? Did they purposely receive the images? Did they view the content more than one time? Again, this being an ongoing investigation, those results will eventually come out, I assume.
Right, and I assume that in terms of prosecution and how this is regarded, the more voluntary they are, we're talking hypothetically now, not this case, but the more voluntary the participation, the frequency with which these things are looked at, and then also whether they are distributed on to others, all of those things make this more egregious in the eyes of the law.
Correct. The three things, or the three major things we look at when dealing with child pornography is the crimes fall into either possession, distribution, and receipt, which are kind of combined together, and production. Obviously, somebody that's producing child pornography is more egregious in our mind than somebody that is simply possessing child pornography. Yeah. We have several cases where people are only charged with possessing child pornography. Now, whether they got that on purpose or not is open for discussion. But if somebody receives child pornography but maintains it, at some point they become culpable for possession of the child pornography.
All right, now let me ask you, for all of our viewers here, let's say you're on your computer and you do get something sent to you, some spam comes up, it pops up, and it's child pornography. What should they do?
Well, several steps. The first thing to do is delete, and it's honestly not that tough to delete a file. We would prefer that they would contact us as law enforcement because they received the file from somebody. So there's somebody out there that's sending the child pornography on. And of course, we would like to investigate that purpose, find the source of that material.
How often does that happen, that they accidentally get it?
I've had it happen in my 12 years doing this type of crime one time.
All right, I got it. Listen, that is very helpful information to our viewers. God bless you for your hard work, and a special thanks to Robert Lazenby. Robert, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, now that Danielle has some answers, what should she do? My advice for both of these folks and for this family when we come back. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Well, John says that he came here today willing to risk everything because he wants to save his marriage. I'm going to suggest something for you. I'm going to suggest that you let me arrange for you to have some professional counsel with someone that is particularly skilled in helping you to understand what's going on with you sexually. And I think that's very important for you to get some clarity. I think until he does that, you can't really know where you are. Now, you may be, look, I've heard all I need. He can get whatever answers he wants for himself, but I'm out of here, and that's it. If that's where you are, it's where you are. But I do think there is some sense to helping find out what's going on here and why he's doing what he's doing. And right now, I'm not really interested in putting either one of you into a couples therapy at this point. That may happen very soon, but I'm going to recommend that each of you have an opportunity to get your bearings emotionally and mentally before any decisions are made. And that's our gift to you. We'll arrange that. We'll set it up for you.
Thank you.
There'll be no cost to you. You just have to be willing to invest the time in this. Are you willing to do that work?
Absolutely.
What do you want?
I want us to be right.
And to do that, you understand, you got to be real honest with yourself and then ultimately with her. I want to give a special thanks to Jack Tremarco for all of his help today. Certainly, thanks to Robert Lazenby, who has done so much of a great job leading that Wyoming task force up there. For more information about today's show, you can log on to drphil.com. Thanks for being here. So long. We will get to work on this right away. I will get this set up right away. Thanks, guys.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, everything she knows about her husband.
Are you telling the truth or are you not?
No, I'm not.
is a lie.
My husband has been leading a secret life.
Now,
You need to own up to what you've done.
what he's about to reveal
Let's just get it out.
will shock her.
I'm disgusted.
And when he finally comes clean,
That's something she's never known.
You're putting my life in jeopardy and our children's.
things get dangerous.
We're lucky the police didn't come knock down our doors.
Oh, this isn't over. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Wilson, take
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
5, 4.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Imagine just another normal night at home. Your spouse is putting your kids to bed, and you decide to just lounge around on the couch, catch up on some TV. And that's when you see your spouse's cell phone. Do you pick it up? Do you take a peek? Well, Danielle says her curiosity led her to check her husband John's cell phone while he was putting their 5- and 8-year-old children to bed. After nearly 10 years of marriage, she says she never expected to see the shocking solicitation discovered on her husband's phone. John was, quote, looking for a 4 a.m. hookup. The question was with whom? Danielle says her husband has been living a secret life that she knew nothing about. Take a look.
John and I met in 2002. I was 21. We got married in 2004. In the beginning, our relationship was awesome. I had no idea my husband could be leading a secret life. One night, we went onto our computer. I saw a picture of a man's privates. And I said, what is a man's privates doing on our computer? And he just kind of denied it, and he got angry. And he blamed it on my mom. That kind of gave me a red flag, but I just kind of brushed it off. In 2010, one night, I went into John's email account, and this is where I found email from this man. Harry, we are a bunch of married men that go to a hotel for group sex. What are you down for? And my husband said, I'm down for anything. I threw his phone right at his head. And I said, who's Harry? And he looked in shock. He's guilty. And he told me that he just wanted to meet some people and have beers and eat some burgers and watch football with. That was his reasoning. I did not believe him, no. This is a bunch of married men that go have group sex in a hotel. And my husband said, I'm down for anything. It was exactly like a knife to my heart. And I'm like, are you gay? Are you gay? John said, absolutely not, I'm not gay. I love you, I love my family. John swore he never met up with this man. As far as I knew, John was only emailing that one guy. He swore he'd never do that again. I thought that was bad enough, and then I found something worse.
Something worse. The next secret put her into such a rage that she beat her husband up. Take a look.
It was November 2012. I found about 4 images of 4 pre-adolescent girls and 2 adolescent boys, pornography pictures, and a actual porno with 2 adolescent brothers going at it. I was absolutely sick. I mean, nauseous, because this is my life. You know, like, get it together, Danielle. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I went up to the bedroom. I, like, pretty much pulled him out of bed. And I said, what the are you doing with children's pornography on our computer? What the are you doing? John begged me, please don't call the police. And I said, you, John, I'm calling the police. This is against the law.
Okay, and tell me exactly what you need to speak to an officer about so I know who to get you.
Child pornography, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send them over.
The police came and took our computer. It's an open case, and I have no clue where the police stand with it right now. John's explanation for having that child pornography, he said he clicked into one thing and it led to another thing, and then it, you know, it downloaded on our computer, and I said, that is and then he said that he didn't know how to delete them, and I said, again, you kept them for your sick little